what was it, Mikey, that brought you to Ann Arbor? And I talked to Chip Lindsey about you for an article here in our football preview, and he said you were looking for an opportunity not just now, but maybe for after football.
Heck yeah, no. I mean, I feel like the connections and the networking here that you make and meet. I mean, obviously, looking at an event like this, there's a lot of people here with significant status, and it's just super cool to see how they're all tied in with Michigan. Michigan's obviously one of those culturally rich programs, which it's still hard to get a program with such culture and tradition in this new era of college football. But I think Michigan's one of the front runners or the leaders of having that still. So there was a very unique opportunity, obviously, to play at the highest level in the Big Ten and play some real big-time football. So it's been a great opportunity so far.
Justice Haynes, running back, also joining us. Davis Warren, quarterback, joining us, starting quarterback last season, who also golfed today.
Golf.
How did you do?
Not bad.
Okay.
Not bad.
Davis is an incredible golfer. So.
Yeah, play a little bit of golf. But I was actually in a car with Coach Dusty May, which was a lot of fun.
Is he a stud or what?
He's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that guy. Reminds me a lot of, honestly, I think him and Coach Moore have a lot of similarities. And we're talking sports psychology. We're talking skill acquisition, all sorts of big words, and having some really cool conversations and trying to golf at the same time. So it was, it's a lot of fun and just really cool opportunity.
The fact that you're golfing after knee surgery is a positive development. Just talk about your recovery and how things are going.
Yeah, it's been going great.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a long process. Doesn't happen overnight. Definitely learned that pretty quickly, but got a great kind of team I built around me of my surgeon and some guys out in Los Angeles, and then the guys here, Phil and the trainers and Coach Tress and honestly Coach Zach and the strength staff have done a really good job. So definitely on a positive trajectory and getting better every day, and that's it's cool to see that. So we'll see what happens, but it's we're moving in the right direction.
Want to welcome in Justice in a second, but Davis, what did the team shoot today?
Ooh, I stopped after 9, but I think we were 3 or 4 under, I'd say.
Wow.
So not bad.
Scramble.
Okay. Scramble.
So how was Dusty?
He's a better he's a better basketball coach than he is a golfer.
He doesn't have time to golf.
I can guarantee. He said I asked what his other hobbies are. He just said working out and basketball. So
yeah, and there's not much working out.
I mean he looks like he's in good shape, but definitely a lot of basketball on his plate. So he's I think he just got back from a recruiting trip, so a little sore back, some things like that. But he was hitting it better as we went on.
Love it.
Justice, for you, I mean, we just talked to Jordan Marshall. You guys are projected to be one of the more productive duos in the conference. Just talk about what you guys could be as a combination and what it's been like to be here so far.
Yeah, thank you. I feel like we can be a very special backfield as a whole. I wouldn't just say us two. It takes a village. It starts with the top with Coach Moore, and carries on to our position room with Coach TA, who does a tremendous job of just pushing us each and every day, getting the best out of us, challenging us to be the best group. But he pushes all of us, and in that whole group, we have a really great group, from top to bottom, from youngest guy to oldest guy. We got a great group, a competitive group, but a group of really good men at the same time. And then my transition here has been awesome. Best decision I ever made. They've welcomed me in. The whole team has welcomed me in as a whole. Wonderfully, but the running back room especially has really been special. Just the way the brotherhood, the relationships that I built, and the way that they've brought me along, carried me in, brought me in as a brother. The way they pushed me, the way I pushed them, things I've learned from them, things they learned from me. It's just been great. It's been a great mesh that we've put.
Mikey, I'm going to ask you, obviously disappointing that you didn't get to play in the spring. Can you talk about your recovery, how you're coming along, and what you hope to accomplish here in the next month and a half here before the season starts?
Yeah, coming along just fine.
Yeah.
Excited to be able to get back out there with the guys. Was an unfortunate situation, but be ready to go. So obviously sucks not being able to get the reps and the camaraderie with the team, but just trying to do what I can to be the best team as possible. Got closer with Davis in the off season. We were together. Rehab group going stronger on that rogue bike, getting some miles in. I'm curious to see how many miles like the guys in the injured lifts have gotten on that rogue bike, because it's been some work on that thing. But no, excited to get back and going with the team. Summer skills has been good, so we're excited for the opportunity for this year. Got got a really tight knit group, like Justice was saying. Obviously, coming in as a transfer is a little bit different, but having veteran guys like a Davis who have been here for their whole career, just telling you the lay of the land and all those different things that go with that has been super cool. Obviously, been in college football a while too, so I understand how it goes, the off season and how it rolls around. Camp's coming around in season, so understand the flow of those things. So just excited to have a good final year and send us off with a bang. Heck yeah.
Davis, you still living with Brady and O'Leary and all those
Yeah,
guys?
still living with those guys right now.
Is it pretty incredible to think about the Ohio State game? Max bullies Jack Sawyer into submission. He's crying at the end of the game. You don't have to respond to any of this. This is just me. Helmet comes off, helps the clock situation at the end. You were the starting quarterback in a win over Ohio State. Joe Taylor was incredible on special teams, and Peyton had an unbelievable catch as well. And you were able to find him. That chemistry was on display there. But your house in that game, I mean, that was it's legendary type of stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see. Not gonna lie, to all come in together as young guys and kind of looking to prove ourselves and being able to put ourselves in that situation. I think it's just a testament to, I think all of us and the work that they've all put in. But I think on top of that, testament to Michigan and like the development, starting with Coach Harbaugh, continuing with Coach Moore, and like the best guys are gonna play. Like if you're playing the best in practice, Coach Harbaugh used to say, how do you know who's playing the best? The guys that are practicing the best. Yeah. So, and all the development of all the coaches we've had, starting with Coach Kasula, recruiting us all in, believing in all of us, and then also him being back as a part of the staff last year, seeing all his kind of work come to fruition was really awesome. So it was pretty special, and we definitely got some good mementos from that game up on the mantle. We have the ball,
okay,
the actual game ball, and then we have like kind of the game ball that has like the score on it and stuff that the EQ staff does for us for players of the game, and then picture of Brady kind of in that spot, and then trying to think what else. We have a few other kind of random things from our years that we've collected up there, a little different than some family pictures that most people have on their mantle, but I mean, they're pretty sweet, so it makes it feel like home.
And Jason Avant got the flag back for you.
Yeah, he did.
That was amazing.
He did.
Classic.
For the quarterbacks here, we just had Bryce Underwood and Jade Davis on set with us. Where have you been most impressed with how those two young guys came along while you guys were, on the rehab circuit?
Yeah, I think, obviously Jaden, was with us last year, and his development has been noticeable for sure, both physically and mentally. And I think both those guys mentally, it's not easy to bring in to come into a new offense. Even I was learning it in the spring, even though I was hurt, and those guys really took it in stride, and they were the ones who had to apply it day in and day out on the field to try to make the most against a really good defense day in and day out in practice. And it's trial by fire, like same thing, we went through last year, against a really good defense. That was the best defense we faced all year was the one we faced in practice, and it really prepares you. And they had to go through that as young guys. And so I think it's really going to help them as we get into the season. And I think just their maturity with, each play is an independent event. It has no bearing on the last and no bearing on the next, and being able to turn the page. That's hard to do. It's easy as a young guy to get caught up in this, and not every play is going to be perfect. So they did a great job all around, mentally doing it, and obviously physically they're highly rated guys and more than capable of playing the game at this level. So I don't know if Mikey's got anything to add, but he was the one who was kind of in this system before.
Yeah.
Right.
So he had kind of his own unique spin on things and was a huge help to everybody in the room. So
Yeah, that one pretty much covers it, I think.
Does that help though? Like you played for Chip, and obviously that relationship helped get you to Michigan and draw maybe your interest level. But how have you seen that in terms of you picking up the offense right back to how it was?
Right. It's kind of a remembering how to get back and ride a bike. I haven't been in that system for 2 years, but at the same time, you understand the principles. I mean, you kind of drill it in your head and kind of always remember it and take the things that you like. And we were on the same page on the stuff that we like when I was at UCF with Coach Chip. So it's a pretty seamless transition. But just touching on Jaden and Bryce, I think that their maturity has been very impressive. Obviously, not the easiest situation going into spring with two quarterbacks. Not the most ideal situation as well. And their relationship is very unique too. And I enjoy watching them collaborate together. And they have a great chemistry. And sometimes you don't get that in quarterback rooms because obviously we're very highly competitive dudes. Everyone wants that one spot. But it's been awesome to see that they're relationship has not been altered at all, or there's no animosity, and that's how great teams are driven by the quarterback room and the relationships that go into that. So I'm proud of our quarterback room and how we've handled everything so far, and I know that we'll continue going in the right direction.
And you have the unique perspective of playing in the big house for another team. Talk about that experience a little bit and what you remember about that.
I got some experiences for sure. No, but I mean, obviously, like I didn't end up thinking that I was gonna, regardless of however that game went out, I knew that I was going to be remembering it for the rest of my life, telling my grandkids about that I got to play in the big house. I knew when I saw the schedule release that was going to be cool. And then obviously to come full circle and be at this place is pretty unique. So I'm excited to be on the
winning side.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But no, obviously a great experience. Game went how it went. But no, it's surreal to be in this position, and I'm just blessed to be here, in all honesty.
Justice, how would you explain, Jordan was just talking about it, how Michigan's different because guys are embracing wanting to compete with each other, even at the same position group. He said, he's helping recruit some other running backs to come in. How is the culture at Michigan? How would you describe it? And what is Sharon Moore? What kind of tone has he set?
I feel like the culture here is just, put your head down and work. You're going to get everything you earn. You got to earn everything you get. And so there's a fine line. There's a certain standard here. We talk about it all the time just in the running back room, but I feel like there's a certain standard on this team. And, that's to beat Ohio State and to win a national championship. And every day, we're striving and pushing to go do that. And we're competing each and every day. Our running back room, like I talked about earlier, is highly competitive. We want to be the best room in the country. And we talk about it all the time. There shouldn't be a person outside the running back room that can tell who the leader in the running back room is. We all the leaders of the room. All got to be that dude that can go out there, and Coach Alford can be like, there can be any dude out there playing. So I think there's just a certain standard. You got to live up to that standard.
When you realized you were going to transfer, how quickly did Michigan come to mind, and how quickly did they act to kind of land you?
I think Michigan acted fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Tony Alford and I had a really strong relationship with me coming out of high school. He almost got me towards the end there when he was at Ohio State. But so I think that really helped, just knowing Coach Alford, the strong relationship that we had. So Michigan acted quickly, and then I was like, yeah, let me give Michigan a shot. Came up here, fell in love with the place. Best decision I ever made. Wouldn't take it back for the world.
Justice, when you hear the stories that Davis was talking about and the mementos they have, and you talk, you hear me talk about Jack Sawyer crying at the end of the game. Again, you don't need to respond to that. How excited are you to be in that rivalry? I know, like you said, you almost went there, but now you're here. You've been in big rivalries before, but this one is special as well.
Yeah, this rivalry, the stories I've heard about it, just surreal. I can't wait to play in it. It's going to be very exciting. We talk about it all the time. I was talking about it with the guys. Like, they're like, just wait till you play in it. It's different. It's different. I hear about it all the time. There's no red in the building. What are you doing to beat Ohio State? Come in the building. Like, stuff like that. Like, it really means a lot, and you can tell that it means a lot. I'm learning about the history as I'm going on, because with me not ever playing in the rivalry, really, just kind of getting knowledge on it and stuff like that. But it's definitely exciting playing it, so can't wait.
Davis, how far along are you in your recovery now? Can you talk to us about that? Have they given you a timetable about when you might return?
Yeah, nothing kind of set in stone yet. We're just kind of doing some kind of some milestone marker testing and things out in LA, which that all went well. Kind of waiting to hear with that. So I think once we get some of those results, we'll have a better idea. But kind of hard to tell until then. But definitely ahead of schedule. Not just saying that because everyone says that. That's
right.
I mean that, and I've taken that to heart of trying to get back as fast as I can, and just see what happens. Me and Coach Lindsay have been having some good conversations, and I've been preparing like I am out there, even though I'm not. And if that time comes where they're going to need me and I'm healthy, then I'll be ready to go and do truly whatever I can to make sure we get a win. So I got no doubt about that. So we'll see what happens.
And then talk about Jake Garcia's addition and what you've seen from him.
Yeah, Jake's been great. He's come in totally humble, just willing to learn, and he's kind of been around the block. Definitely, just like Bryce and Jaden and Mikey, like highly talented guys, and a highly rated guy. So he's a great addition. Definitely, excited to have him, and just like Justice talked about, and Mikey, like he's understood the culture from day one and what this place is about. No animosity, no backstabbing, no bad blood, just a ton of guys who freaking love football, trying to get better at football and win a lot of games and win games in November and December. And I guess January too now. So it's been great to have him and he's been awesome.
Justice, you played at Oklahoma last year, right? What was that environment like? And have you told your teammates about some of the stuff they can expect? Obviously, it'd be more probably that week, but I mean, you've been in that environment. I think you're the only guy.
Yeah, that environment was electric. We did get bit pretty bad there, so it was more electric. Yeah. It was more electric. The fans were a little more hostile. Every time team comes like that, but that game's going to be a really good game. The stands is right here on you. You're going to hear everything, every word, whatever. Them throwing stuff at you, it's going to be right there, right on you. Sideline and the stands are right there. So, but that environment, with it being a night game, it's going to be electric. They're going to be hooting and hollering. It's going to be a good college Saturday. So.
I asked Jordan about Fred Jackson. Have you gotten to know Freddie J pretty well, and your impressions of him?
Freddie J's my dude.
Old Fred.
Yeah, I love Freddie J. That was also a big reason, why I also came here. Just the wealth of knowledge that Freddie J has. Usually you see someone in the running back room, or just in rooms in general, like that's helping out the running back coach or whatever position coach it is. He's younger, but Freddie J is a lot older than
Been around the block.
Yeah, been around the block, and he has a wealth of knowledge. With him and TA's knowledge combined, I don't think you can get anything better than that in the country. But Freddie J, he's awesome. Just a great man of faith. He's pushed me in my faith, pushed me as a man. He's pushed me on the field, off the field. I love being around Freddie J. He's just a great role model, great coach, great man. But yeah, love Freddie J.
Guys, thanks for being with
Yeah,
us.
appreciate it. We got to keep
Welcome
you
to
guys
Ann Arbor, and Davis, good luck with the rest of your
Thank you.
rehab.
Appreciate
You
it.
bet.
coming on, boys.